Hello on the planet beyond. I'm Sade Between Here and There, a Thrive-based consulting business surrounding global hygiene and applications of information technology with the Thrive piece that comes with your personal protection, as our slogan is protect the people, protect the legacy. I want to get into personal protective posture, like how to posture yourself in three different scenarios. That way, you are more aware of your situation, be it you're solo or with other people. Because with the training that I provide, I like to put it as a solo individual because that exchange is between you and the Most High God. So there's some situations where you can't really lean on another person to protect you, inform you, and be aware. There's so many times that I've been in situations where I'm the sober one, where I'm the alert one, where I'm, actually aware of a situation and able to remove us from a sticky situation. Okay. So I'm going to make this video fairly quick, give you nuggets of information you can use. I will probably create longer videos for people that actually subscribe to the channel as well as become a member, etc. So this one is going to go over three sections, which is personal protective posture in facilities, street walking, and communication. Okay, so in facilities being a restaurant, a hotel, buildings, whatever space that you go into that you're encapsulated. Okay, so to where you could be potentially blocked into one co-location, you're not just free out in the garden in nature. Okay, so when you walk into a facility, we're going to take restaurants and then I'll go into like hotels and such because it's a little different. So when you go into a restaurant, sometimes the host is going to greet you. Hey, how many? Where do you want to sit? Let them know, like, hey, just give me a moment. I really need to use the restroom, but I want to dine in. Okay, just let them know. You want to dine in, so you're not looking like somebody, which is sad because everyone has to relieve themselves, but inform them you're not just somebody walking in off the street. Like, hey, I really need to use the restroom. I will be dining in, and if you're having another guest come with you, hey, and it's probably going to be two of us, but let me use the restroom first. What you're doing here, alerting the host that you will be there, but you're also giving time to see if that's even a safe location for you to be. You might not even want their service. You might not even want what they're serving on the menu. However, when you get in, you make that exchange, you're seeing who's working there, excuse me, how many people, how aware they are. You're getting some of those mannerisms, and you're also going to the restroom. Okay, so in this time, you're getting the blueprint, the outline of that facility as best you can. Okay, so without it looking suspicious. So as you walk into the restroom, you're seeing where the tables are set, you're seeing where the exits are, you're seeing where you could potentially want to be seated. And that, I'm going to get into that piece too, but let's just keep with the visual of walking to the restroom. You walk into the restroom, where the seating is, where the bar is, where other emergency exits are. You're getting all this. You're getting a nice picture as you're going to the restroom. When you go to the restroom, you're also going to be looking for additional exits. While you're in the restroom, is there any sort of window, okay, in which your body can get out of, okay? So this is in an emergency situation where you have to exit. You will be aware, like, okay, hey, if I got to get out of here, I can run to the restroom. There was a window, high up. If I can get up there, I can get out. These things happen every day. So with the individual, you should be armed with that information and how to be prepared. Okay. So with analyzing where you want to sit at, so now you've used the restroom, wash your hands, don't be eating nasty. Okay. You've exited the restroom, and so now you're letting the host know, like, hey, I want to be seated. And maybe you might allow them to seat you wherever and then make a suggestion, or you can just straight up say, hey, I would like to sit closer to the kitchen. Maybe you glance back there and you see there's another exit through the kitchen, and with that seat positioning, you can also see the entrance. Okay, so who's coming in and out? I like to have my face towards the door to where I can see like what's going on. I can glance over. It's not, and it's also a stress to have things constantly go behind your back and you're not seeing it. To where you're going to be constantly turning and you're not going to be able to enjoy your food or the communication you're having with your guests. So being able to see the door is going to be beneficial so you can quickly address whatever the issue is. It's almost like that scene on Coming to America where the guy is like robbing McDowell's, and how he came in, if you were prepared, you could be like, oh, I can get down low, I can hide behind this thing or whatnot. And mind you, intruder can maneuver throughout. However, if you know these certain things, you have a higher chance of survival, of protecting yourself. Okay, so yeah, restrooms, windows, visibility. Those are like the main things when it comes to facilities. Now, if you want to get further into like defibrillators and fire extinguishers, that is usually on the people that work there. So kind of don't bog your mind with knowing those specifics. Just think of your personal protective posture, okay? Street walking, okay? So say, same scenario, you're leaving a restaurant. Well, actually, let's go hotel, okay? A hotel, you're probably not going to go directly to the restroom. And you can, depending on what, the facility or whatever, you could go to the restroom. Going to the restroom is the easiest, cleanest method to do a casing of the place, which is understanding like how many floors, where the exit is, who works there, when they work there, what time, what type of personality they have, like an entire report. Like literally, that used to be one of my jobs. It's literally, casing a place, operational reconnaissance, route reconnaissance, like all of that, is of my background as an intelligence analyst and my military functions and duties. So you're going into a hotel. It might not be applicable to the whole restroom scenario because of where hotels are located. Okay. So usually, for the most part, hotels are offset. There's some in the middle of the city, but sometimes they're so offset that it could be like a red flag. So therefore, you can ask like, okay, and you've already done your research, like this hotel has 6 floors, and you can say, well, you know what, I want to see what's the view of the 3rd floor, because that's where you want to be positioned. You can then have the person that's working there walk you to the 3rd floor because they need to observe. You haven't even checked in yet. That way you can get an observation of the ground, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd floor to be aware of like where you actually want to be positioned within that hotel for your best success. If you have to exit, you know where the fire exit is, you know where the elevators are, you know where all these things are prior to you accepting, hey, this is where I want to spend my money, this is where I want to spend the night, etc. Okay, so let's go into street walking. Okay, so say you left a restaurant and you're walking down the street. Maybe you're checking out a specific city and you're walking downtown or something. For the most part, if it's not a heavily trafficked vehicular area, okay, and that's important because if it's a footpath, then that's totally fine for you to be walking in the middle. But if it's a vehicular path that's highly trafficked, you're going to have to adjust a little bit. However, the base idea is to walk in the center, okay? Because there's within the alleyway you're walking, there could be offshoots of other alleyways in which people that are looking for unsuspecting victims, people are tipsy, people by themselves, people unaware, not alert, where they can get picked up, kidnapped, abused, etc. So with you walking in the center of that path, you're able to have more time. Listen, because we quantify time in seconds and minutes and hours, etc., it's just a baseline for us to be able to communicate time to one another. But a second is a lot of time. And you need every second to be able to respond to what's going on. Someone comes out of the alleyway like, hey, can I get $1? Can I get this? You can, create distance, okay? Which is interesting that I'm saying this because it just reconfirms when it comes to my physical health, my physical fitness, that I want to improve my running this season, and prayers to that it's protected and no one is, praying against anything that I have going on. May the Most High God cover that and all its love, protection, and glory, that I'm able to move into a faster speed, because my 2-minute mile in the military, I got it to a decent time, I feel. However, I know I can do better. So I'll do such a thing, because creating distance is one of the biggest things you can do when it comes to defense and protective posture, is literally getting away from the target. Get away. And so if you're seeing or hearing something in the alleyway, you can create that distance. You don't have to engage with people. You don't have to hear what they have to say. If you're not feeling comfortable, that gut feeling, your intuition, get out of there, okay? And so walking in the center is going to create more time, okay? So you're not hanging out more to the left. There could be something over there. You're not hanging out more to the right. There could be something there. Hanging out in that center, that middle target, and walking to wherever you need to be is going to put your personal protective posture in a good standing, okay? Also with parking lots, okay? Same idea. Do not walk directly behind parked vehicles, because people do not combat park. They just pull into a spot. Ooh, found a spot. Ooh, pull in. And then their eyes are in front, but they're backing out. I like to combat park, because in any type of situation, especially if I have to get out quicker, and that's the whole idea of combat parking, you can just pull out and go. People got to back out and confused and some people aren't paying attention, don't know how to drive, don't know how they got a license. So you walk in kind of like in the middle again of that parking lot, you can see like, hey, make some noise, hit the back of that car, like look, or maybe not hit it, because then some people might get into the whole like, you damaged my vehicle and they want to, but being able to alert yourself like, hey, I need to get myself out of harm's way. Even like crosswalks, y'all. I don't understand why people believe that they're a human shield. Oh, I'm in a crosswalk, they're not going to hit me. Or, oh, I'm a pedestrian, they're not going to hit me. They might hit you. It happens all the time. What you need to do as an individual is get yourself behind something and away from danger, so you're not hurt. Yeah, you'll get paid, but then you'll be handicapped. And I appreciate everyone across the spectrum, handicap, mental handicap, physical handicap, some people spiritually handicapped or whatnot. I love and appreciate God's children. However, that idea of you just being protected because there's laws and rules and regulations in order is really bogus, because Yes, you might get a payout eventually, but at what cost? Okay, so in that parking lot, walking in the center, being alert, and then also if there's anything kind of happening and maneuvering, shots going off, people being attacked, whatnot, you can duck off behind a vehicle. That is your cover. Okay, there's two things: cover and concealment. Okay, concealment, you want to put on a ghillie suit, you want to blend into the leaves, the woods, the mountains, the sand. That is concealment. You're blending in. You're like a chameleon, right? That's so people won't recognize who you are, where you are, whatnot. Cover is actually protection from. Okay, so that cover could be you jumping behind a tree, behind a car, behind a board, something like that is going to protect you from whatever that is, and make sure it matches. Okay, if someone is shooting, cover is not standing behind a poster. Cover might be sitting behind the wheel of a vehicle. Okay, the cover needs to match what is occurring in that situation. Okay, for your protection. Communication. Okay, this is the last one of the three. Okay, communication when it comes to personal protective posture. People don't have to know everything about you, all of your movements, how you're doing it, when you're doing it, especially if you're very much a routine person. Okay, I had to get myself out of that because I was thinking staying on a specific routine is going to bring me success, which routines are very beneficial and will bring you success. However, when it comes to how you maneuver in the world, those routines should shift a little bit based off of what information you've gathered about your situation. Okay? If you feel someone's following you, if you feel someone's targeting you, if you feel these things are happening, you're going to have to shift your routine a bit to where a person can't co-locate you at any specific point. Because again, distance is best. So ensure what you're communicating isn't something that's going to land you in a trap. And what you're communicating also needs to be taken into account, like what you're communicating and to who you're communicating it to. Because there's something in the military, like I think it was Korea, where they call some of the women juicy girls, and that was, hey, you buy her a drink, and she'll sit and entertain you. And that's throughout history. Listen, the geisha girls, the entertainers, like it's always like feminine company or whatnot. So with understanding like who you're talking to and what you're sharing, understand that a person could just get one piece of the puzzle, and that's all they need to paint the entire picture. Okay? So be aware of what you're releasing, because when you move in silence and in hermit mode, you're able to have more control over your personal protective posture. And that's what's most important when it comes to your safety, when it comes to how you maneuver across this planet. You can use these tips for any location that you're in. It's going to be a little different, of course. Certain facilities are constructed differently. There's different architects for certain things, and culturally and temperate locations, certain buildings are constructed differently. However, I try to reduce it to the base, to where it's concentrated, to where you can grab this information and apply it to different scenarios. Okay, so I think that wraps up this video. This will be in conjunction with a short that I'm going to load to TikTok. Okay, so if you have any questions, please email me betweenhtllc.com. Eventually I'll open back up the Are You Being Followed course. Right now I shut that down to focus more in on the the solo traveler. Okay, so some of the information from the Are You Being Followed is within the solo traveler. However, it's not comprehensive like Are You Being Followed, because we go through a lot more specifics, a lot of terminology, a lot of scenarios in which you can place yourself to understand the situation better, to best prepare you for you maneuvering on this planet. So I thank you for being here. I'm appreciative of everyone that is a part of this journey, that understands this is a journey, this is a huge mission here. We're here for a reason. The Most High God moves through people, things, etc. And I pray that this finds who it needs to find and you're able to have success with it. Okay, so I appreciate you all. Stay prayed up to the Most High God. And I love you. And I'll talk to you later.